Hi, my name is Anthony DeRosa, and I represent the Stony Brook Concerned Homeowners Organization, and I'm here to talk about the illegal housing that has been cropping up in our neighborhoods. I got a timer here. We need to ask ourselves two questions. How did we
Could you please talk into the microphone?
How did we let this get this far, and what can we do to stop it from growing? The answer to the first question is less important right now than the second, although we should give it some thought. But the second one is the one we have to focus on immediately. It's important to contain the growth and not allow any new additional boarding houses in our neighborhood. Stopping additional boarding houses from popping up will enable us to send a message to these investors that they cannot take over our neighborhood. We need to take immediate action on illegal rental homes and apply the maximum fines and make it unprofitable for these landlords to get rich at our expense. We need to continue to provide the necessary resources to the town attorney's office so that they can carry out their investigation of these illegal homes. I'm sure there are many people in this room who would volunteer their time under the direction of the town attorney's office to assist in this effort. Please let us know if there is a way in which you can use our resources. We need to act quickly, since some owners are thinking of selling because of what has been happening to our neighborhood. Let's not lose sight of what the cause of the problem is. There are two main reasons why we are where we are today. Number one, the university has grown tremendously over the last decade, and sufficient housing for the growth in the student population, for whatever reason, was not properly addressed. And number two, investors have taken advantage of the lower house prices and have created the many boarding houses we have today. They are in this for one reason and one reason only, and that is to make a profit for themselves with no concern for the families and neighbors who live next to these homes or to the community in general. What we don't want to see anymore are homes that are not kept up and landlords turning their lawns into parking lots with lines that makes it appear as if you are going into a shopping center instead of a single-family home. To solve these problems, we have to get the university to provide sufficient on-campus and/or off-campus housing according to local town zoning codes. We have to take boarding houses out of single-family neighborhoods and return these neighborhoods to their original design, and that is having single families living in single-family homes. We appreciate the work that the town has done to date, but we need to get serious with and partner with the university to resolve the student housing issue. We also need to stop these investors from turning our single-family neighborhood into non-owner-occupied homes that are destroying our quality of life and drastically reducing the value of our properties. We need to encourage single families to move into our neighborhood and have their children attend our schools and play with and get to know the children next door. With your help, we can make this happen. Please approve the changes in the town codes being voted on today and continue to work with us and the university to develop additional measures that can resolve this community problem for the current residents and for future families who are interested in living in the Stony Brook, Setauket area.
Thank you, Mr. DeRosa. Next four speakers: Rose Armis, Russell Melander, Judy Pinella, and Johann McConnell. Craig Caruso, are you available? Craig. Please come forward. Okay, please state your name into the microphone and where you're from, and you each have 3 minutes.
Hi, I'm Rose Armis. I am also a concerned Stony Brook citizen. I unfortunately have the designation of living across the street from what they call the meth house now in my neighborhood. There was a meth lab that resulted in a fire, and we avoided a tragedy simply by luck. Every day I walk my son to the bus stop past that house. We walk past 6, 8 cars, depending on whether the children, or should I say students in the home, that act like children at times with parties and fireworks at 4 in the morning and spewing words that I don't want to have to explain to my son at all hours of the night. These cars block the flow of traffic on my corner. These cars block fire and rescue, and it was especially important that night when the fire department, the police department, the DEC, and all of the other services that were needed to get to that home. There were kids, students, home that night, not just the criminal that was cooking meth in his bedroom. They were forced to live with a stranger who was cooking meth, who was committing crimes. 2 weeks before that, there was 2 drug overdoses, ambulances, the whole 9 yards. There's snow removal issues now on the road. There is garbage on the side of the house, or mattresses laying out by the road, or mattresses tucked behind the shed at times. It really depends on when the semester has ended. I'm not new to sitting in front of a board because I've gone for variance hearings before in my past, and I've had to explain myself to my neighbors. I've had to send my neighbors written notice that I intended to do alterations to my home. I've had to listen to them and their issues with it and get their approval and the approval of the board from the town. And I don't see the same regulations necessary for these people who go to the town and get a registration, not even a permit, make alterations to their home. They get a temporary registration in which they can move individuals into this home before it's been inspected. And then when the inspector knocks on the door, what happens? They're told, this is my personal space, speak to my landlord, go away. Who knows how these homes operate? They get people in that work in the middle of the night. Are they licensed? Are they insured? They do not have to prove what I had to prove, and that's not right. I had all kinds of inspections, electrical, plumbing, etc., that these people don't have to go through, obviously. I have a neighbor who on both sides is surrounded by these houses, so there will be 20 students at least on either side of her with her 5- and 7-year-old. There will be loss of students in our schools. Thank you for considering my comments tonight.